What's up, guys? Tom here, and we're gonna have a little rant here about the Saints Row remake and basically some of the apprehension towards it. You don't have to be, well plugged in to realize that most of the attention towards this game, the remake, has been extremely negative, based off a trailer which showed no gameplay. And I'm struggling to understand why. Now, of course, the main thing I've seen has been the looks. I've heard a lot of the Third Street Tumblr users and the Third Street Twitch streamers, that kind of shit. Yeah, they don't look like typical gangbangers compared to typical Saints Row kind of gangbangers, Saints Row 1 and 2 era. The golden era for a lot of people. Saints Row 2, in my opinion, is the best Saints Row game overall. But Saints Row 1, I really wouldn't put it. Saints Row 1, in my opinion, is not a great game or anything close. It has some cool stuff. There's some nostalgia stuff to it. It doesn't really. It's not my favorite. Saints Row 2 is, in my opinion, the best. 3 is probably second best. And I just feel like a lot of people are just rushing to be negative because people hate the fourth game. And I understand it because I was one of those people. I didn't want to play it. It looked stupid. It was too far gone and everything. I get it. I truly do. But I saw the same trailer that we all did for the remake. And I wasn't blown away because it's another CGI, whatever kind of trailer where there's just no gameplay at all. So there's really nothing you can glean from it. You can glean certain things like a location, certain weapons. Like in Mortal Kombat trailers, you can typically glean all the new stuff, all the new mechanics and things like that are going to be present throughout the game based on the trailers that Boom puts out. So watching those and watching those and a few other trailers, I've started to been able to pick apart, like, okay, this is probably just fluff, but this is probably important, or this is important. This is probably important. This is probably a gameplay mechanic, stuff like that. Like I saw the same trailer we all did. It looked like a typical Saints Row game, gameplay wise. Now, the number one thing I was concerned about was alleviated here with the best server customization. First, I thought that you're the boss, your character was one of these guys, or who I don't remember it too well. The trailer. I watched it once, and once I saw that, I was like, ah, really? It's like that fucking the Agents of Mayhem game. I skipped that completely. I had no interest in that game or whatever. Saints Row has literally been about customization. It's like since the second game. The customization and gameplay have been the number 1 and 2 driving forces behind the game. The storyline and all that stuff it's been big, but it's not as narrative driven as other games. Like most open world games, I consider myself pretty much a master or a pro or whatever you want to call it. I am knowledgeable about open world games. I have played. They are my favorite kind of games. I play them more than any other kind of game, besides gacha games. That's it. That's my shit. So, customization in a customization and gameplay in those kind of games are kind of what sets them apart from every other kind of open world game. Because everyone can be open world sandboxes. I consider them the same shit. I know there's small differences or whatever, but in my head they're big open space. I can go over here. I can do it there. It's same shit. Whatever. They kind of scrambled to put out this information about the game to try to do some damage control because they saw it too. I guess a lot of people were really upset. Volition. They saw a lot of people were really upset about the game, the trailer, and the look of the gang, and of course, there's women. Oh my God, there's more than one woman, and she's shooting a gun. Oh, she looks women could, that kind of shit. That kind of, like incel-esque kind of shit. But if you go here and you read this, the Santa Aliso, I don't know how to pronounce it yet. I said Santa. Santa Aliso news. If you just read this should alleviate possibly 80% of your concern. They have gone through the characters, like, again, what I don't really care. The characters, basically, what they're going for here is the Saints. It's like a prequel, I guess you could say. Saints Row 1, the Saints are developed already, right? They're a gang when you are first introduced to them. In this one, there are no Saints. There's no Saints Row gang. There's nothing. It's a bunch of people from different gangs that are pulled together by your character to form the Saints eventually. So the fleur-de-lis, the purple, all that stuff will come later as you develop and create your own gang. Like, that's what they're going for here. Like, it's like a startup. Somewhere in here, it says something like this is akin to being like a startup company. I'm trying to see if I can find out what the cost of the game right at the top. Yeah, literally, that's the startup company line is somewhere else, but literally that's right there. That's what they're talking about. So, yeah, you don't love the character, you don't know them. They gave a generic trailer, the gameplay, funny, that kind of weird, a Deadpool kind of humor trailer thing, Guardians of the Galaxy kind of humor, James Gunn. I could not think of James Gunn. James Gunn kind of humor thing they were going for, and I can understand it doesn't appeal to everyone. But if you play Saints Row 1, Saints Row 2, Saints Row 3, we can leave 4 out. You don't put like 4 away. You play those first 3 games. That kind of humor is prevalent. I don't care what anyone says. If you feel differently, you haven't played the games. You haven't played them recently. You played them as a child. You played them. I don't know. You were looking out the fucking window. You weren't paying attention to the game. That kind of humor it's there. It's prevalent. It's always been there. So all of a sudden, if you're trying to act your cap and like, they changed it so much. The humor is so much different. Yes. 3 has pumped up 2's humor and the zaniness, for lack of a better word. They pumped it up, but it's still like the same shit. Like the same kind of jokes they were making in 2 are in 1 now. Now there's some dad jokes there or whatever. Yeah, well, sure, whatever. True. But it's not like it is not like a drastic turn shift. It's not like you're playing Grand Theft Auto 3 and then it's not like they went from Grand Theft Auto 3 to 5. Like, that's huge. Or fucking Grand Theft Auto 3 to Saints Row 3. Like, it's not like that. It's not that great. It's not like we're dealing with 2 different genres here. So, like, the main concern with the humor and the focus, we don't know anything. We don't know anything. We know nothing. And just assuming that because these characters look different, there's 2 women. I don't. Was there a white guy? I don't remember. Was there a white guy? I don't remember. He could. I literally watched the trailer one time. I was like, all right, this ain't doing nothing for me because this isn't. I watched 1.5 times. I watched it one time, flat, trying to pick up some stuff, and I watched it the second time to make sure I didn't miss anything like I could pick up in terms of like what would lead to gameplay or something like that. That was it. The day it came out, I watched it twice, 1.5. That was it. Boom. With the characters, right? You're hating on characters you don't know about because we don't know shit about them. We haven't seen them. We haven't heard them. We barely heard them talk. They've done nothing. Like, I am 98% sure if you played Saints Row 2, and was there a fucking trailer? I don't remember the trailer. I'll go look it up later. If you were just given a trailer of this level, the remakes trailer of Shondi and Carlos and Pierre. Carlos literally is like the most useless character ever. Like he wanted to be a gangbang, but he really wasn't. He died in the beginning of his quest. Like he barely did anything. He had like no emotion. He had no. He wasn't a character. He was a generic Hispanic gangbanger. not gang. He was like, he was like a little brother kind of thing. He didn't do anything. He was a blank slate. He was nothing. Pierce was Dex 2.0, but they made him more of a bitch than Dex. And Shondi was literally just hippie high girl whore. If they just threw them in a fucking thing, come out with your character. Of course, you had Gat. So we all love Gat. There's no Gat yet. We don't know who. One of them could be Gat. They could be a Gat-esque kind of person. We don't know. I'm just saying, if you looked at them from the beginning, they don't look like gangbangers either. All right? Like, the amount of just cap and mental hoops that some people are jumping through to try to justify their anger, it's insane. Because there's no... We have nothing. Like, that's it. There's nothing there. That's what I'm confused. I'm flummoxed about it. Just the amount of just hatred to nothing. You saw a few motherfuckers in a car talking shit and fighting some bald-headed dude. I think it was bald. I don't fucking remember. The people who are calling it trash and abomination off of nothing. Like I started earlier, Volition, they released this news feed on the 21st of September, and they were just trying to assuage a lot of assuage a lot of the hate and the flames by giving you information that they probably should have found a better way. I would have preferred one of those kind of gameplay trailers in which they show a little gameplay. The game's coming out in February, so there has to be a beta level build, if not a near complete build of the game, right? You would think available that they could just use for a teaser trailer, even if you have some glitches or some shit or whatever. It happens. I would prefer one of those with just like a narrator just going over some of the stuff and just explaining some of the stuff here, some of the things here. If you would have, that would have been a superior trailer. I think that would have assuaged a lot of the negativity if they would have done that instead. Because the stuff here, literally, it's telling you, like, look, we put more effort into customization. This is the most customization they've ever had in a Saints Row game, and I don't know anyone who plays these games that doesn't care about customization, because it's like, literally, like I said before, it's gameplay, customization, story. 1, 2, 3. They have been big on customization, from customizing the move sets and the combos you could do in the second game to just pumping up the looks in the third game. They went hard on it. And this one as well, you can, what did it say? There's something about the looks there. What's going in the thing? Let's go read some of this together. We can skip that part. We can go there. How the customization, abilities, customization, in depth, calculated, exactly you want to look, you freak show. Yeah, there's more voices. I remember that. Also, pleased to hear. Layered clothing is back. You know, customization. Right. So as you can just read, like I just read there, it's a lot of they've added more. They added more of the things that we cared about the most to it. It's a new setting. Now they said it's a new tone. I'm not 100% sure what that tone means, right? None of us can be, because we don't know shit about it. In my head, because of the fact that they brought up, I don't know if it was in this particular one, they were talking about them being masters of space and time. Right, yeah. Like, something I gleaned from this. So if you read this right here, right? Because you're the player, join a game that already existed. Let's face it. There's new characters. There were some huge changes in Saints Row. Master Space and Time. We want to do something new. Based off of that, I'm thinking they are perhaps going more towards a grounded experience, a more grounded narrative. So maybe something more akin to Saints Row 2. That's what I am thinking, right? They're not deaf, they're not dumb, they're not blind. They know. They know their fans, they know their market. They know what they were going for. They were going for wild and zany because Grand Theft Auto was more grounded. Grand Theft Auto, hence, since then, has gone in the complete opposite direction. There's grounded. Grand Theft Auto 4, 4, 5, there's a lot of narrative. There's some grounded stuff in there. But it's crazy. It's out there. That's what they're going for. It's more drug-fueled excess and violence, and that's what they've kind of switched places. So what I'm thinking is maybe they're going to go back to more of a two kind of narrative, which is something I think a lot of people would be cool with or great with. I'm not putting too much stock into trailer outfits of characters. I'm not. I can't too much into the look of these people, because if you read what they three of them, three of them here, right? If you read what they said, they're just three people who have come from different areas and they've become disillusioned with the American dream. Basically, that's what they're working for other gangs. They've been working for other gangs, other people. They're leaving those gangs to join you to make a new gang. So yeah, so they dress a little. I don't know what the term nerdy, I guess. They don't look like typical gangbangers, Saints Row kind of gangbangers. They don't. But they're really not. They were just part of different gangs or groups or whatever. And now they're joining you, and you're going to make them into something. That is what I've gone from this. They have literally left all their groups to join you, and it is your job to change how they look. And in Saints Row, I don't know if you can do it in 1, but 2 and 3 and 4, I don't really think you could in 4. I don't remember 4 that well. But in Saints Row 2 and 3, you could change. You can custom with everything about your gang, from their looks, the colors, the weapons, looks, the colors, the vehicles they were using. All of that was customizable. So if your problem with the game is how it looks, how they look, right? How these, I don't know how these 4 people look. I don't. Unless you're just mad about because there's just 2 women there. I've seen that one. I keep bringing it up because I've seen it a lot. And it's funny. I'm trying to think. There really hasn't been. Nah, when Kinsey was introduced in 3, she was like the second. Yeah, there really wasn't like 2 main women ever. It was usually just Shondi or Lynn. There was like 1 woman per gang. Now there was 2 or 3. If you got a problem with like having chicks in the game, I don't know what to tell you, bro. I don't know what to tell you. I understand there's a lot of the forced. I've seen that one, the forced diversity. I've seen a few of those comments too, even though it's about gangs, and typically the minorities been going into gangs, to try to gain more power because they feel oppressed. That kind of shit. That's literally how it's been. But I don't get it. I don't know what to tell you. If those are your problems, then dude, sure, man. I'm sure there's a Stormfront game coming out which you'll be able to buy, but as far as anything else, I don't know. If you were mad, upset like I was upset that we got a shitty, stupid CGI trailer. That's what I was mad about. I was mad about what I saw in the trailer. I was said, oh, this is a waste of fucking time, because we could have got something good. No, we're getting one of these stupid trailers, which means we're going to get a real trailer that shows gameplay until possibly January, and again comes out in February. But I read all this. I'd recommend you read this. I'm going to put the link in the video description. I would recommend you giving this a read and just staying posted on this. If your brain is not closed off already to the game, I would recommend just taking a look here. Even if you have some energy, just going sometime. Just go here and just take a look and just read it. And just go check out. They put some stuff here. Just go read, go check some, just find some more information out. If if you have another issue with the game that I didn't list, you hate the game for another reason, I don't know, or whatever, then leave a comment or something. But I'm literally, this rant was, you want to call it that, it's been based off of what I've read, what I've read from comments on like two or three videos that were hosting the trailer, and then a few comments I've seen throughout videos that were talking about the older games, just showing gameplay and cutscenes from Saints Row 2 and 3, more so 2. Yeah, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Like, I think people have this, they have this nostalgic, wax poetic version of what they remember Saints Row 2 being, and like it's not. I promise you, it is not as far from 3 and this. I've seen it before. It is not that far off from those two games, man. 4, sure. 4 is them jumping the shark, but 3 and 2 and this, they're not that far off, man. They're really not. So just I would just recommend just give it a shot. Just give it a shot and chill out. And yeah, hit me up. Am I completely wrong? Am I bullshitting? Am I just, I don't know what I'm talking about? You feel like you know more than I do, or something like that? Or again, you feel like there's a concern that I've ignored, right? You feel like there's something that I'm not paying attention to, I'm not privy to, some information like that. Let me know. Just let me know. But yeah, see ya.